Lima for the 23rd Toyota Cup. Real Madrid versus Olimpia, Paraguay. We'll have a quick check on the lineups. Real bursting with big names. They've had injuries and illness and poor form to contend with, but an impressive range of talent here, as well as Ronaldo's return to the scene of his World Cup final success. Olimpia are definitely the underdogs here, and they've lost a couple of players since winning the Copa Libertadores. Two players certain to be heading for Europe soon, Julio Cesar Cáceres and Sergio Ottoman, who will both be in midfield. We now await the appearance of the two teams. So Real Madrid of Spain, champions of Europe. Olimpia of Asunción, Paraguay, champions of South America. Both clubs, by sheer coincidence, celebrating their centenary this year. A perfect time then to go for the two trophies at stake here, the Toyota Cup and the Intercontinental Trophy. One going since 1980, the other since 1960. It's a black and white show here tonight. Real Madrid playing in their normal white strips, but Olimpia also normally play in white. They, as the away team, have changed to all black. So the next step is the introduction of the VIPs to the individual players, and we shall see among those VIPs Mr. Saburo Kawabuchi, president of JFA, until recently the president of the J-League, Lennart Johansson, president of UEFA, Nicolas Leoz, president of CONMEBOL, Mr. Shoichiro Toyoda, honorary chairman of Toyota Motor Corporation, and Mr. Fuji Cho, president of the Toyota Motor Corporation. Checking again the two sides. Well, Real Madrid have got all their stars out here, but because they brought 25 players and you can only have 7 on the bench, picking from 3, there's a lot of good players not involved in this tournament at all, including internationals. Olimpia will bring in Cáceres, the number 5, and Enciso, the number 6, into defensive roles in midfield. They're a little bit worried, as they can understandably be, about the quality of the Real Madrid side, and they're going to play it possibly a little bit defensive, a little bit on the counter-attack. Number 9, Baez, is the Copa Libertadores leading scorer for Olimpia, but because of contractual problems, he hasn't actually seriously played since the Copa Libertadores final at the end of July. So he's lacking a little bit in match fitness. So we have been through the presentations, the individual handshakes, then we'll have some team photographs. The most expensive player in the world, and Raul, of course, a player who's played and won here and won the MVP, the Most Valuable Player award. No player has ever done that twice, so he has a chance of doing that. But that's a long, long way off. So these two sides, very different in history, although their history began at the same time. Real Madrid have had only 4 days to prepare for this match. Their opponents, Olimpia, have been here for 12 days. Sometimes that's too short, 4 days, and they'll be suffering a little bit still from tiredness and jet lag. Sometimes 12 days is too long because they've had very few games, these guys. Whereas Real Madrid have played too much, Olimpia have played too little. The official kickoff is at 15 minutes past. We've got some time to fill until then. The referee is from Brazil. He had a couple of games here in the World Cup, both of them in Japan. His assistants from Colombia and Peru, and the 4th official, a Japanese referee who also was involved in the World Cup. Well, Zinedine Zidane had a terrible World Cup, and he's saying he wants to put that behind him and come here to Asia and leave with some happy memories. There's quite a few of the Real Madrid side who had what they would say as poor World Cups. There's one or two of them, of course, who had extremely impressive World Cups, particularly that big number 11. Now, at this point, the players are forming up for a minute's silence in memory of Prince Takamado, a cousin of the current emperor. He was honorary president of the Japanese Football Association, very much involved in the organization of the World Cup here, who died last week, aged 47, suffering a heart attack during a squash lesson. So we move on, heading towards the 23rd Toyota Cup. In the old days it was an afternoon affair. Now it's become very, very serious, and it's a late night show, this time from Yokohama. The previous 22 games have been staged in the Olympic Stadium in Tokyo. This for the first time in Yokohama, of course, the scene of the World Cup final just 5 months ago. Plenty of excellent stadiums now in Japan, so they could afford to spread it around a little bit if they wish. But this means here they have a capacity of 72,000. Tickets snatched up the minute they went on sale. So Ronaldo, who's had flu and illness and a serious knee injury, so's this guy too, Miguel Angel Benitez. He was out for 2 years for a knee injury incurred in Spain. So it's not just Ronaldo who's recovered from serious injury here. But the expectation is enormous for this Real Madrid side. We're away, the 23rd European South American contest for the Toyota Cup. Real Madrid versus Olimpia of Paraguay, both clubs celebrating their centenaries, so just the time to pick up these 2 extra trophies. Financial rewards, international recognition, but Real Madrid have a score to settle. The last time they were here a couple of years ago, they started slowly, they started badly, and they were 2 down against Boca within 6 minutes, and they never really got back into the game. Here's Benitez, challenged hard. So these guys have traveled a lot, they've played too much. They're saying that Ronaldo is not yet fit, and he's agreeing with them, but there is plenty of talent out here and a huge amount of expectation as far as Real Madrid are concerned. They're expected to turn it on wherever they go. Questioning the free kick, but it's going to happen. And the big guys are up there with Miguel Angel Benitez going to curl it in. Real Madrid not exceptionally good in the air defensively. Oh, and Casillas pulled that one out. Good save from the young defender Benitez. Well, that's a poor kick from Casillas. What's going on here? Cordoba puts it forward for Ottoman. Not quite enough power even in the Uruguayan's legs there. So that was a very, very good start by the Paraguayans, and a great save by Casillas, the young Real Madrid goalkeeper who has such a marvelous big match temperament. Right, Roberto Carlos, who's scored here in this Toyota Cup final in the game they lost. He also helped score an own goal, if you can call it that, in the game they won. Cut out well there by Zelaya. Casillas a little bit uncertain. Raul trying to get hold of it. Back to Jara. Big big thump forward, and Benitez challenges well. Cordoba, the Argentine. They've lost it to Cambiasso, another Argentine. Forward by Hierro. Raul. Ronaldo's the front man. Raul playing just off him. Roberto Carlos gets down the left-hand side. And that's a fair challenge, but it's still to Roberto Carlos. And it was heading straight for Raul, intercepted for the corner by the young defender brought in there, Pedro Benitez, the one who had the header up the other end a few minutes ago. Now it's Real's chance to get the cameras flicking and going here. And there's a lot of space for Roberto Carlos. Oh, more space here to chip it in. Too deep for Ronaldo. Well, Figo always takes those corners. Had a rough time recently against Barcelona when he was pelted with all sorts of debris. That certainly won't happen here. Makalele, who's recovered from an ankle injury. Roberto Carlos, Figo on his left. A lot of space, too much space. Ronaldo's header. Difficult to tell from here how close that was, but he was well picked out by Figo. Stooping header, wide. Scored a couple of goals in the World Cup final here, of course. It was at the other end. He hasn't had too much luck as far as goal scoring is concerned for Real Madrid. Indeed, he hasn't played that much. Just 3 goals. Well won by Ottoman. He's going to be a key figure. Ottoman knocks it forward to Lopez. Oh, this is wide to Cordoba. Can he square it? Oh, and Casillas gets it at the second attempt. Great move. And Real looking vulnerable there. 4 days, most people say, is not enough to recover from a long journey, especially with the calendar these guys have had. They haven't won in the last 4 matches, Real Madrid, but that means defeats at AC Milan when they played really well. Now Figo on the right-hand side against Jara. Figo cutting him well. Raul is there. Ronaldo. Figo wasn't far away from that. Oh, he felt something. Not sure what. Enciso is fouled. So it's Enciso and Cáceres. He's definitely limping. Enciso and Cáceres defensively in midfield. Now, what's the problem with him? He hasn't been 100% fit since the World Cup. Forward by Zelaya. Now by Helguera, but picked up immediately by Isasi. Comfortably cleared by Michel Salgado, and off we come again. There's a lot of space on this pitch, but there is an appearance of more space than there really is, simply because there's this vast running track around the outside, which is covered in green. And some people say, although the stadia in Japan are absolutely superb, there's too many of them with running tracks around them. They're not real football stadia like Saitama, for instance, which is very, very effective. A good one where they recently played the international, Japan and Argentina. There's the quiet man of Real Madrid. 34 years he's been with the club. Cordoba to Enciso. Nice play. Jara trying to get forward. Enciso again. They've got numbers forward now suddenly. Olimpia have been here before, of course. Not this generation. In 1990 they got hammered by AC Milan. This is Benitez, and he doesn't get it. It'd be nice to see Benitez do well here. He's the only Paraguayan player in this lineup who's actually played in Spain and was seriously injured in Spain. He was out of the game for 2 years. And his right knee had absolutely everything wrong with it, and he's done so well to get back at this level. Played for Paraguay in the '98 World Cup, but didn't make this World Cup. Ronaldo's on his own there, picked up by Isasi. Down the line for Lopez. Ottoman. Not such a good one from young Benitez. Well, is he still feeling that pain that he showed when he had that shot a little bit earlier? Ottoman back to Isasi. That's nowhere. Not particularly good from a regular in the Paraguayan national team. Hierro. They're trying to get the pace of the passing up. When they played in the Super Cup against Feyenoord at the beginning of the season, the first 20 minutes was immaculate and their passing superb. Roberto Carlos picks out a good one from Hierro. Cambiaso to Makalele. Finding Figo out here, but it's well cut out by Jara, the very experienced left back. He's in place of the injured Da Silva. Makalele. Figo against Jara. Cordoba coming back to help him. Just gets a foot in, but he's still got it. Makalele to Roberto Carlos. There's a bit of space here, a lot of numbers up for Madrid, and he's past his man. Can he get a decent cross in? That was a decent shot. He doesn't hang about. He's enjoying this competition. He's always had a couple of shots and scored one goal, and that was a great drive. A useful save by Tavarelli, the Paraguayan international. Corner quickly taken to Zidane. We haven't seen much of him so far. Figo. Now, Cambiaso might have a drive. Kept it in. Carlos, Roberto Carlos it was. And that one's out. Neri Alberto Pompidou, who was a player here in '86 when River Plate beat Steaua Bucharest in the Toyota Cup. So if he wins here, he will be the first person to win as a player and as a coach. But he's some way off that particular second victory. The goalkeeper, of course, in the Argentine World Cup win of '86. Hierro. It's a good one to Cambiaso. Cambiaso driving forward. Roberto Carlos on the left-hand side. Raul on the far post. Cambiaso on the near post. Away by Enciso to Ottoman. Good header. Lopez. Benitez couldn't get that, but Ottoman's going to close up on this, but Zidane onto it faster. A lot more space now, and Real Madrid are enjoying that. Zidane, Roberto Carlos on the left-hand side, chooses to go right to Raul. Now Roberto Carlos, and they're wide open. Corner. They're so dangerous down that left-hand side. Not only did Ronaldo a good World Cup, of course, but he too had a marvellous World Cup, so he has happy memories of coming to Japan and this particular pitch, and he's full of fire out there. Roberto Carlos, big, deep cross, and another corner. Yet again, Hierro's up there, Elguera's up there, coming to the near post, Elguera. Ooh, and Tavarelli didn't get it. Was not particularly impressive in the air on those situations. Bit of space for Lopez, the Uruguayan forward. Oh, that's offside. A little bit unfortunate for Benitez, but good discipline by Real. Figo switching from left to right. Caught in possession there, though. Benitez. A little bit of acrobatics, but there's no way he was going to control that. So a couple of attempts on goal from Ronaldo. He's got to have a lot more match practice, he admits himself, before he's going to be the strength he was in the World Cup. And that was an unusual error by the Real players. Not an easy pass, but he's usually perfect at those. Cáceres. Again, nobody can seem to get hold of it in midfield at the moment. Raul, that wasn't a good one either from him. Orteman holding, looking for support. Gets it from Isasi. Now, Julio Cesar Cáceres. Wide to Jara. Lopez knocks it back to Zelaya. Not so comfortable in control. Hard one for the defender, and Figo's saying, hey, hang on, that went over before it hit me. He might have been right, but he didn't get the throw. Now, Esteban Cambiaso, nobody really wide on the left, so he's waiting for them to get there. Zidane, nice little touch to Roberto Carlos. Zidane goes down the left. Raul in the middle here. Lets it go to Ronaldo. He's in! Brilliant move, and he's at it again. That was quality stuff. And the build-up down the left-hand side, incisive play through the middle, and it's 1-0 to Real Madrid with 13 and a half minutes gone, and Tavarelli never really had a chance. Well, that will be so popular, but given a chance like that, lovely touch. Raul lets it run, deceptive move, one touch in the back of the net. That was nicely done, but the build-up play by Zidane and Roberto Carlos to get it into Raul, then into Ronaldo, that was quality. Here it is again, big target, easy hit, 1-0. Now, big problem. Oh, my goodness me. They came straight back. The side is so vulnerable, and it was Hernan Lopez, the Uruguayan, who could have, should have scored, and Casillas knew nothing about it. What wretched luck. Cordoba, tackled. Jara gets it back somehow. Oh, and a rebound. They've been in a bit of trouble here because not that many Real players coming forward, but holding up 1-goal lead. Raul to Roberto Carlos. Zidane. Well, they played so well. Zidane forward for Raul. It was a lovely idea, but it was just a little bit too strong. But the fast-moving passing, the deception of Raul, letting in Ronaldo, that play by Raul, letting it go, beautiful control to beat Zelaya, and then Tavarelli. Superb goal. And the World Cup winner is back at it. Well, Paraguay, Olimpia of Paraguay, believed that if they could hold out and concentrate a little bit on counter-attacks, they would have a chance. To go behind in 14 minutes is not easy for them. Makaleli loses out, regains somehow. Ronaldo, Cambiaso, beautiful ball to Roberto Carlos, swinging it wide again to Figo. They're loving this, the crowd here. Exhibition stuff against Jara and Cordoba. It's a decent cross. Raul gets up, but it's away by Isasi. Good play by Figo against two players, but he moved it quickly and crossed quickly, and there was no way he could be blocked. Another corner quickly taken. Zidane is out here. Look at the space. Roberto Carlos, time to pick a cross or pick a play here. They're just knocking it around, enjoying themselves. Too strong for Ronaldo. Well, there was a fear, particularly if Roberto Carlos gets going down the left-hand side as an attacking force, that Olimpia would not be able to hold Real Madrid. And it looks as if it might come to that later in the game. The second goal is so critical here. Cambiasso. But we should remember that Lopez was dreadfully unlucky with that first-time shot immediately after the goal. Ottoman. It's got to be more effective if Olimpia are going to do anything. Here's Ottoman again. That's better. But Enciso. And offside? No. Well, Casillas has saved them a couple of times. Ottoman loses it. Well, that wasn't a particularly good one, and Elguera gets it back to Casillas, whose uncertainty in the defence here of Real Madrid in the early moments doesn't seem to have done them any harm. They're leading by 1-0. Now it's up to the Paraguayans to see what they can come back with. Makaleli fouled. Among those in the Real Madrid squad who've had injuries and flu. They've done so much travelling, and most of them think that they pick the germs up in aeroplanes. Here's Raul to Figo. Well-timed tackle. Figo a little bit hurt. I think probably his pride more than his body, but he's still in a bit of trouble. And some anxious looks from the Real Madrid bench, but there's also an Olimpia player down. Both of them are up, and the game goes on. Free kick here. Ara to Benitez. Wide to Isasi. Salgado gets it away well, but it's still Olimpia in possession. Enciso's gone into the middle. Here's Enciso. Goes down. Big chance for a penalty. No real chance. And it's Figo bursting away. Free kick against the Portuguese. Oh, that's a poor one. Raul. But luckily they get it back, although there's a foul by Raul as a free kick. Gaston Cordoba, the Argentine. 72,000 here. Not much noise from them, though. Unless he scores or does something. Cáceres. It's a difficult one for Sassi. Clever play. Dangerous play, but still superb. Exquisite. Makaleli might yet lose it, but they win the free kick anyhow. Nice to see, but I'm not sure whether the coach, Vicente Del Bosque, would agree with that. That's a poor one. Being a little bit optimistic, perhaps a little bit arrogant there. Here's Lopez. Cordoba on his left. Pretty well boxed in, though. Fine night, temperature about 11 degrees. Good pitch. 1-0 to Real at the moment. Cordoba heavily outnumbered. Cambiasso, nice little turn. Ronaldo almost caught. It was caught. Free kick. Well, he admits himself he's not fit, but I suppose if he gets tackles like that, he's going to be some time before he's 100%. He didn't play against Barcelona. He didn't play against AC Milan because of the flu he picked up while he was in Korea. But some of the travelling these guys doing is completely ridiculous. To Asia and back twice in less than 2 weeks. Figo. Ronaldo looking for the return. Well done by Benitez, the smaller the player there. Now Lopez is on his own here. He has got no support whatsoever. Ottoman's coming up to help. Wide on the right is Isasi. Can he get a decent cross in? Benitez. Cordoba. Siso. Misunderstanding there by the Paraguayans. Let them down. Zelaya intercepts, but doesn't do him any good. So Real back in possession again. Wide on the left will be Roberto Carlos, if required. Figo comes back this way to Zidane. Makalele, the two French guys working between them. Back to Makalele. Great stuff. Roberto Carlos eventually. And Cordoba here to clear. Lopez. Now a bit of time for them to build, but they're not getting anywhere dangerous yet. That's a good ball to Ottoman. Wide on the right, there's the fullback Isasi. Ottoman. Now Isasi. Ottoman gets forward. Here he is, but he's no chance of getting it, which is a pity. Making a good run and beginning to have some sort of an impact in the game, and they desperately need it. There's quite good support here for both clubs. A Japanese supporters club of the Club Olimpia was formed, not necessarily entirely from Olimpia supporters, but anybody with a Paraguayan connection had been formed into a pretty effective fan club. But something like 1,100 Real Madrid supporters have come here. The economics of Spain makes it slightly easier than the fans coming from Paraguay. Now, is this a chance for Olimpia to get players forward into a striking position? They urgently need to produce something to encourage them and stem the flow of these Real Madrid attacks. Cordoba chips it forward. Well away. And out. The Arrows header away. So they can regroup in the penalty area. Cordoba gets himself on the edge of the box. And it's out. Misunderstanding there. So that came to nothing. Olimpia, in the course of their success in the Copa Libertadores, beat some pretty powerful sides like Flamengo, Boca Juniors, and Gremio. So they had some really tough games, but only 14 of them, whereas Real Madrid had to play 17 games to win the Champions League, and in the process they beat Bayern Munich and, of course, Barcelona in the semi-final. So the opposition for both of these clubs to get here was formidable. But Real Madrid just have the big names and the big stars, although one of them's getting clobbered rather a lot at the moment. Here they come again. Raul. Oh, it's a funny pass from Raul. And impossible for Ronaldo to control. Ottoman gets a pass forward. Benitez can't quite get there, but it's beginning to come a little bit. Or are we being optimistic? Pompidou will hope so. Nice little touch to Zidane from Ronaldo. Zidane going. Well, I suppose left foot would have been better, but it was a lovely move. He's worried. The opposition coach, they're getting through here with these incisive passes. Lovely return from Ronaldo, and a big drive and miscued. Superb first-time return, though. Ottoman wins. Benitez chases. Out he goes from Fernando Hierro. And back comes Zidane into a more defensive role. Cáceres. Oh, I haven't seen much of him lately, and he's meant to be such an impressive player. Ottoman and Cáceres. We need to see more of them in midfield for Olimpia if they're going to pose any sort of a threat here. But midfield has mostly been Real Madrid. Lopez back to Jara, almost a difficult one for Cordoba. That's a good ball to Benitez, went the wrong way. Benitez shot, and why? But a little bit better the build-up. Miguel Angel Benitez, the one who's came to Spain when he was 18 to make his name and fortune, he hoped. He did pretty well until he was very seriously injured. Well won by Figo. Figo again. Zelaya leans on him, but he's quite clumsy, Zelaya. So he pushes Figo out and gets the throw in. But it's a clumsy clearance. Ottoman does well to bring it back to Isasi. Benitez. Lovely little touch to Cáceres. Cordoba. They're beginning to flow a little bit here, Olimpia. Jara on the left. Jara. Lopez has gone to the near post. Get a corner at least. Now this is more impressive. They're beginning to get the defenders forward in attacking roles, but it's still 1-0 to Real Madrid. Zelaya has come up. So too has the number 15, Pedro Benitez, for that group in the middle there. It's Miguel Angel Benitez with the kick. Oh, and they didn't get that clean in Real Madrid. They're lucky to get away with it. Free kick. Figo penalised. Doesn't like that one either. Salgado trying to get involved. So the big guy's up there again for Benitez's kick. Ottoman is a potential threat in the air. Can Olimpia get back into this game? For a ball plonked into the gap between goalkeeper and on-running attackers. Poor kick. Easily cleared by Roberto Carlos. That wasn't good enough. Here he is again. Nice little touch. Cáceres loses it to Raul. Down goes Ronaldo down the right-hand side. Good interception by Zelaya. Just is Figo. Good header by Benitez, but it's still Real Madrid in possession for the moment. Raul chases. Roberto Carlos. Is hurt there. That was a challenge which he didn't like. He's not having the happiest of times, Raul. Some of his passing has not been quite on the mark. Ottoman got him there all right. Cambiaso. Makelele. Lively, buzzing little play. Makelele again. No, gives it to Zidane. Salgado, Figo. Lovely return from Salgado. Dahara's chasing him. In goes Salgado. He's got support behind him from Zidane. Instant control. Zidane going again. Great ball to Roberto Carlos. Zidane again. Too much. Overdone. Quality play, but too much of it. But they're putting on a bit of a show here. But they lead only by 1-0, and they need more if they can make it a real showpiece. Cordoba for Miguel Angel Benitez. Ottoman overlaps. Lopez comes to him. Real Madrid aren't fooled. Here's Cordoba to Isasi. Cordoba again. Better movement now by Olimpia, but are they going to get a shot on goal? Cordoba likes his left foot. Will he have a go? Chips one forward, not a bad one, but it's out by Salgado. And Real Madrid have control, but not too many players up front. Even Ronaldo's come all the way back here. Nice little bit of pace and control there from him, and that's another bad foul. And this might be the first booking. It is. And it's Julio Cesar Cáceres. One of those players who expects to be picked up by a Spanish or Italian club quite soon, but not with tackles like that. Well, bearing in mind how much play Real Madrid have had in midfield, Tavarelli, the Olimpia goalkeeper, has had a fairly quiet time. That's a great ball to Ottoman, the Uruguayan. Lopez is in the middle, but not deep enough, but the one to the near post, which Benitez should have gone for, he didn't reach. Not a bad ball, though. Zidane to Figo. Ronaldo comes to him, checks out, makes a bit of space. Here's Ronaldo. Figo. Ronaldo again. Figo. Figo once more. Too much. Oh, he's given a free kick. Great play. Not sure whether it was a free kick, though, because he went down like a ton of bricks, but lovely stuff here that they managed to keep control in such a tight area. Figo here, was it a free kick? Rolls it, goes through. Well, now you got problems because a free kick on the edge of the area invites Roberto Carlos, invites Zinedine Zidane. Roberto Carlos, of course, scored one in the World Cup. Something of a rare event from his free kicks. But he waits with anticipation. The flash cameras going off in their hundreds. Roberto Carlos. Zidane. Well, even Roberto Carlos can't go straight through a wall. And it's clear. Almost. Makelele does well to get a foot to it. Cambiasso to Raul. Lovely control by both players. Here's Figo. Just tucked away for a corner. Some great play, and sometimes they come forward in waves of attacks and you think they're going to break, but at the moment they're holding on. It's only 1-0, but the second goal could kill it. Figo's kick. Well put away by Ottoman. Zidane comes over to take this one. Zidane, so clever. The most expensive player in the world, and he looks like it. Salgado breaking down the right-hand side, creating a gap for these two to play the round. Roberto Carlos. Here he goes again. Ronaldo. Figo. Nobody on the right. Got to come back again. Now there's somebody on the right. And it's all over. Looks good, but didn't get a shot in. I don't suppose the crowd mind too much because there's some good play here. And Olimpia are hanging on. Makelele. Good interception by Hara, and can Olimpia keep the ball for a little bit, give himself a break? Cáceres, who hasn't made an impact in midfield yet. Lost out there. Zidane. Roberto Carlos with Ronaldo on his left. Raul is through the middle. Zidane just tucking in behind. Ronaldo going for one. No. Cut out by Enciso. Cordoba now. Well, in the build-up to the game here in Japan, Olimpia played a practice game against a J-League second division side and lost 3-1. Wasn't very impressive, but practice games don't mean that much. They're doing okay here, but not quite well enough. And you get the impression that the second goal, if there is one, is or will be very critical. Olimpia unlucky when they hit the post, and that's a bad pass from Hierro, of all people, to Orteman, and Lopez. Benitez misses. Benitez again. Cordoba. Orteman can't get there, and that was a golden opportunity missed. Two players missed opportunities there. Here's Lopez, lets it run, and Benitez, great save by Casillas, but they should have scored. It's too late now. What a chance. But the danger there is obvious for Real Madrid. Don't overdo it. Cordoba. Orteman knocks it back out again. Sassi, and plenty of time for Tavares, but what a great moment that would have been for Olimpia as we move towards half-time here. Orteman, good header. Not a great clearance from Roberto Carlos' right foot. Salgado with Lopez. Free kick. High foot challenge. And the Olimpia substitutes warm up, including Richard Baez, the Copa Libertadores leading scorer, who, because he was signed too late in the season, couldn't play in the domestic season, could only play in the Copa Libertadores. Now Lopez. Oh, that was a poor one from Zelaya, very clumsy. Ronaldo and Raul pick up. Zidane. Roberto Carlos has stayed back for the moment after that scare at the other end. But back it comes to him. And Olimpia definitely had some chances and some good moments, despite the fact that Real Madrid have played some magic football. And here's Ronaldo, he's not offside. They were appealing for offside, but he wasn't. The flag didn't go up. Now it has. The coach complaining. It's a goal kick. The assistant referee says they are bitterly upset about it. Is he offside? Well, no, he isn't. Not by a mile. And he should have scored. No good appealing there. It should have been 2-0. Ultimate beaten this time by Hierro. But it's Olimpia in possession. Cáceres has freedom on the left-hand side if they can get it out here. Lopez loses it. It's Figo. Zidane. Cambiasso overlaps him on the left-hand side. Away by Benitez. Good control by Lopez to Cordoba. They still have a chance here, Olimpia. Now, Sassi. Orteman. No, he loses it, and now he's got to chase back because Sassi's out of position. But he's covered that one. Forced, to a certain extent anyhow, Real Madrid to backtrack. Real Madrid, of course, the third time in 5 years they've been here. 1 defeat, 1 success. They didn't like the defeat at all. They thought they got it badly wrong against Boca Juniors. They beat Vasco 2-1 here with goals from Raul and 1 own goal. Here they come again. Raul, a lot of space. Zidane to Ronaldo, well beaten by Benitez. And Enciso to Benitez. Ottoman. Not a good ball. Well, they claim, and he admits it, a little bit overweight. He's certainly not match fit, Ronaldo. Scored the 1 key goal here at the moment. Makalele. Raul working as hard as ever, but not been totally effective in the game. But Real Madrid's midfield has shown some quality play, but they've also looked a bit careless at times. And here's Lopez on the right-hand side is Benitez. Foul. Free kick in an inviting area, but if he could only knock that ball wide on the right, Hernan Lopez, it might have been a little bit better for Ottoman or Miguel Angel Benitez. He decided, I think, to go for the free kick. Had a couple of years in Italy, and he's got his family over here, and he's hoping that he might get back to Europe at some stage of his career. Still plenty of time, only 24. Right, well, what can they produce here, Olimpia, as we head towards half-time? Enciso is good on free kicks. So is Isasi. Scored a good one against Boca Juniors. As we move into injury time of the first half, we're going to have an additional minute. Is this going to be the moment that levels the game up? Enciso's on the ball. Here comes Isasi. Well, that was the guy who scored against Boca Juniors and produced a win for them. Ronaldo dodges by his man well, just like the old times. Not a great ball in there, though, for Raul. Ottoman beaten by Roberto Carlos. A little bit untidy here. Who could bring it down and control it? Oh, here come Real Madrid. Ronaldo, Figo. And Figo deliberately going for the corner as they run out of puff a little bit in the closing seconds of this half. Well, we've had some marvellous build-up play, but just the 1 goal at the moment. There's time for another one with Figo's corner. Elguera is up there. Raul going to the near post. It's not clear yet as Zidane gets it, but the Brazilian referee blows for the end of the first half, which saw Ronaldo strike again in the World Cup arena, where he got 2 goals against Germany 5 months ago, and where we saw also some brilliant build-up play by Real Madrid, some excellent passing, but we also saw that Olimpia of Paraguay kept fighting. They hit the post immediately after Ronaldo's goal. They had a couple of other good chances, and they could argue they should have been at least level here. But for the moment, here in the International Stadium in Yokohama, it's Real Madrid, the champions of Europe, leading by Ronaldo's goal against Olimpia of Paraguay, the champions of South America, 1-0.
Ronaldo has scored 3 goals in this stadium, all 3 of which will be celebrated, 2 in the World Cup final and 1 here tonight in the space of 5 months, and he's making history. Luis Figo had a good first half for Real Madrid, and maybe some of those bitter memories of the Portuguese performances in the World Cup will now be at least partly behind him. Zinedine Zidane also given a lot of freedom. He's the engineer in midfield, the free man, and a lot will depend on him as well. It's 1-0 to Real Madrid as the countdown begins to the end of the match with Olimpia still in the game. And they're in the all-black, Real Madrid in the all-white. Let's go back to Jerry Harrison.
Back to Yokohama as we await the start of the second half of the 23rd Toyota Cup. Real Madrid in white, Olimpia of Paraguay in black. So the start of the second half, no changes in either side. Real Madrid leading by that one Ronaldo goal scored in the 14th minute. A lovely move, but the Paraguayans have shown that they're well capable of getting back into this game. Real Madrid, of course, have been here twice in the last 5 years. Won one and lost one. Olimpia were here in 1990. One of their players, Virginio Cáceres, not included in the squad, but he is still part of the team. They lost 3-0 to AC Milan. When this tournament first started, it was dominated by the South Americans. Now the score is 11-11 overall. Here's Figo. Raul into the side netting, but did he have a chance at all? Because the flag was up anyhow. Lovely ball. Flag goes up. Olimpia, of course, coming to the end of their season. They might have a South American Super Cup to play, probably against San Lorenzo, although nobody's too sure where it's going to be played. It might be played in Miami if they can get a contract and if they can get the right money, but that's the way South American football is at the moment. Whereas, of course, Real Madrid go back to a very intense program, including their centenary on December the 17th. Where a very strong FIFA 11 will play them, and where they would like to have this trophy to parade. Certainly one or two disappointing memories to avenge of 2 years ago, and as far as one or two others are concerned, of the World Cup here in this part of the world. What can they conjure up here between these major stars to test Ricardo Tavarelli? Is this a deliberate ploy? It must be. Can't believe this is real. Is this Zidane going to have a swipe? Well, the execution was almost as bad as the preparation. Very unusual for him. Not happy. Not sure quite what was intended there, but he's leaning back, and it's always going to go over. So we'll forget that one for the moment, but he has had some lovely touches in this game, and it's a delight to see his first-time control and his awareness of who's around him and where they are and which way they're moving. Here he is again. Raul into trouble, picked up by Cambiasso, the young Argentine. Ronaldo. Roberto Carlos. Not great control there from Zidane. Free kick. It was at the left-hand end, of course, that Ronaldo scored his 2 goals in the second half against Germany. Del Bosque, less concerned about the past, more about the immediate future. They're in a very tough Champions League group, which includes Borussia Dortmund, AC Milan and Lokomotiv Moscow. And they've got to finish in the top 2 to get through. Lost the first game to AC Milan, an excellent match, but they still lost. So they've got it all to do. And there's Sassi trying to find Miguel Angel Benitez. He's got it back again, just. Cordoba trying to get it through the mass ranks of white shirts. Zelaya pushing up there on an attacking role. I can't believe that. Lopez They can't get it clear. Can Casillas get it? Decent punch. Cambiaso and Zidane. Not a good ball. That was a relief pass to give himself a break. Ottoman. Sure, we saw touches of his driving force in midfield in the first half, but he pushes forward here and he's well offside, which is a pity. They delayed just a little bit too much. Quickly thrown out to Raul. There's space here as Olimpia regroups slowly. Zidane, Figo. Zidane again. Bit casual, but it's still Real Madrid. Makalele switching it beautifully to Roberto Carlos. Can't get by Isasi. Michel Salgado. Zidane. Ronaldo coming in on that one. Well away by Benitez. Still Real Madrid. Lead by 1-0. Roberto Carlos past his man. Overcomes Benitez. Can't block it. Oh, there's a chance here for Raul to turn and put it back. Good defensive header by Zayala, but it's still Real Madrid. Michel Salgado squeezing up on them. More and more white shirts in the danger area. Figo draws a gasp from the crowd, and another one. But that was a different sort of a gasp for that pass. Isasi. Well won by Ivan Helguera. A lot of Real Madrid supporters here, and there are something like 12 or 1300 of them. Happier to see Helguera playing in a defensive role. A lot of Real Madrid supporters think they do actually have problems at the back. Got plenty of forwards, great stars in midfield, but what about defensive cover? Pavon is a substitute who's done quite well, but Hierro came straight back into the side after injury. Well played by Miguel Angel Benitez. Here's Isasi, who can drive them in hard. Comes here to Cordoba. Not strong on his right foot. Zidane gets away from his man with a little shrug. Pass stopped. Free kick. Neri Humberto Pompidou, 1986 World Cup winner with Argentina. Making a big mark for himself as coach of this side. He only took over Olimpia in January, and by July they'd won the Copa Libertadores. Finished second in the Paraguayan League, but they still qualified for the Copa Libertadores next time round. There's space here again now for Raul going forward. This is Figo on the right. Ronaldo with a bit of space. Ronaldo gets to it. Oh, just past the post. That's quality stuff again from the big Brazilian. From a standing start, he took off, went by his man, and Cáceres didn't know where he was, and just past the post. Well, that was nearly all over. More oohs from the crowd as they watch it on the big screen here. But they should be watching Ronaldo now as he gets by another defender and brings in Figo. Figo going again. Once more Figo, and wins the corner. They like the old sidestep here, but to be fair to the defender, he did get a tackle in. But the big guys again, Helguera and Hierro push up for Figo's corner. Ronaldo coming to the near post. Raul, was that a miss? Difficult to see from this angle how that bypassed two Real Madrid players. Complaints from Figo, but not unusual. Now, how did that not go into the goal? Raul, yes, didn't really get hold of it. Very quiet crowd. You can hear the calling of the Olimpia players. They work up a bit of a lull when the big Brazilians got it. Here's Orteman, though. And the bad one from Roberto Carlos, straight to the path of Benitez, and a great save by Casillas. And Real Madrid almost got themselves into trouble there. Good save by the young goalkeeper, not for the first time in this match. Zidane to Figo. They live a dangerous but exciting life, these Real Madrid players, leading by 1-0. Played some delightful stuff, but their goalkeeper's got them out of trouble a couple of times. Here they come again, Roberto Carlos. Oh, and that's a superb save by Ricardo Tavarelli. That was a real curver from the Brazilian. Brilliant stuff. And another corner. Back to Figo from Zidane. And over it goes. So it ends disappointingly. It's pretty busy out on that right-hand side, although most of the danger, to be honest, has come from the left, from this guy's left boot. Real Madrid, for your interest, made $36 million from the UEFA Champions League. That was prize money only. That's nothing to do with gate money, sponsorship, and all the little extras they could pull in. That's the big difference at the moment between South American and European football. The potential is so huge in Europe and so limited in South America. They do say that Paraguayan players divide themselves into 3 categories: those who want to go to Europe, those that have been to Europe, and those who will never go to Europe. I think it's a little bit unkind, because the club here, Olimpia, have some great plans for building their own youth development complexes. They do have a good youth program anyhow, but it's not quite as advanced as perhaps it might be. They're investing quite a lot of cash into that. They'll get $600,000 from playing in this match. Each player on the field will get $27,000. The substitute get half that amount. But they're very, very interested in trying to develop the youth schemes in Paraguay, which are so valuable to the club and indeed to the whole social structure of the place. But there's no chance of them earning the sort of money that Real Madrid can earn. And it's interesting that some of the players who can't even get on the bench here for Real Madrid, but they brought 25 players, they can only use 7 on the bench. Some of the players are earning something like £60,000 a year and $100,000 a week. Now then, here comes Miguel Angel Benitez, and a little bit slow there. Lopez also looked as if he needed to move a little bit quicker. A lull in the game. There's certainly a lull in the crowd support noise. Here goes Makaleli. Good driving run. Ronaldo! I thought he was chipping one beyond the goalkeeper, but it was also beyond that post. He likes to look at that goal, though. But he had quite a bit of room there. But again, the balance not quite right. And he wasn't happy with it. Of course, when he joined Real Madrid from Inter Milan, there were hopes in Spain that he'd show the same sort of form as he did when he played for Barcelona, when he scored 34 goals in 37 games, but that isn't possible. And although he had a good run in the World Cup, he took a long time to get himself into contention for a game for Real Madrid. Oh, this is going to be a corner. It is. Ronaldo scored a couple of goals against Alaves when he came on a substitute for his first game, but nothing much has gone right since then, although he's not doing too badly here. But the goalkeeper, Iker Casillas, has been one of the stars so far for Real Madrid. He's kept out Olimpia. What about this time? Corner, nothing like deep enough. When Roberto Carlos can get up and head it away, it's certainly not very well hit. Sassi. Nice play to Cordoba, away by Helguera. And Zidane. No, nobody's quite sure about what's going on here. The linesman pointed one way, the referee pointed the other. So we'll have a little dispute about it. Meanwhile, the ball will come back and we'll have a free kick. Nice try, but no cigar. Well, it reaches Figo, but only just. Play on, not out. Makaleli, untidy. Are they getting a little bit tired? Makaleli, Figo, Raul, Zidane on his left, Ronaldo in the middle, Roberto Carlos, cheeky little ball, nice return from Zidane. Not bad to Figo. A little bit over casual perhaps, but still comfortable in possession. Figo, room, here he goes. Good save. They left him with too much room. He could turn and then go for goal himself. Normally they close him down quicker than that, but perhaps both sides are getting a little bit tired. One of them short of match practice, the other one full of jet lag and too many games. But they're still playing some real quality football, but it's still in the balance at 1-0. They've got to keep this out. Figo's kick. Oh, well, spectacular punch. It wasn't necessary. Cambiasso, and here's Ronaldo. Perhaps should have been better. Poor punch by Tavarelli. Didn't hit it right. Can't tell from this angle whether he actually had a target to get it into the back of the net. But here's another corner. Figo doing the honours. Tavarelli's got to do better with this one. Oh, it's a dangerous one, but still on the near post. Now Figo again. This is going to be deeper. No. And Cambiasso tried to have a dig. Benitez, nice control. Needs help. Good switch of play to Gaston Cordoba. He's got support behind him. Away by Helguera, but it's still Olimpia. They're still in this match. Enciso switching it to the left. Oh, and Cordoba almost gets a clear run. Can he keep it in? Done well. Salgado against him. Goes for the corner. A little bit more promising. Meanwhile, Richard Baez prepares to come on. Zidane gets it away. A hopeless one for Ronaldo to chase from Figo, and there's a little bit of arm shrugging and disappointment, but there's going to be a change quite soon for Olimpia. Benitez receiving from Lopez. Benitez still in it. Tries a shot. Oh, that's a fairly powerful drive, and another save from Casillas. Not sure whether it's going in, but he got a hand to it. And when you analyse which goalkeepers made the best saves, it's Real Madrid's. We're waiting, I think, for a substitution, but the referee says play on for the time being. Well, what's happening? Yes, we are going to have a substitution. Richard Baez. And off comes Gaston Cordoba. Been busy down the left-hand side, but Baez is a goal scorer and a match winner who, by freak of circumstance, has not been able to play since the end of July. Can he get in the action here? Oh, gosh, he's almost got a touch to that one. Would have been quite a dramatic start. Now, Roberto Carlos in for Ronaldo. He's on his own. He needs support, but he's charging away. Figo on the right. Raul down the left-hand side. Couldn't quite get there. Nice move, though. They're beginning to get Raul into better striking positions. Player of the match here when they won the first Toyota Cup in '98 against Vasco da Gama. I don't think he's going to make player of the match here just at the moment. Late hat-trick would do the job, probably. So Baez was banned by the Paraguayan FA from playing in domestic games as Figo breaks away here. Tries to go alone, in vain. Not quite, playing with quite so much spark. Will this allow the Paraguayans into this match? A lot of Real Madrid supporters have been worried about the club's form. They've had some purple patches, but they've thrown away too many advantages and not been consistent, even though over a period of 90 minutes. So no win in 4 games before they came here. And sometimes when all the big stars are on the field, they don't play as well as when the less known players are in action. Roberto Carlos getting away. That's a good ball for Ronaldo, but offside. At some stage, this match looked as if it might not take place, or if it took place, it wouldn't be with Olimpia of Paraguay representing the South Americans, because their president, Osvaldo Dominguez Dib, who's a bit of a character, has got 2 legal actions against the Paraguayan FA. And if FIFA said, because that's against FIFA regulations, if you continue with those court cases, you're out of the Toyota Cup. He withdrew. And here's a chance, possibly almost, for Lopez as Ottoman got the ball over. But they're looking a little bit sharper here, but a bit too sharp in the tackle. Raul trying to get away from his marker up front as they push it around in midfield. Here comes Makalele. Raul tries to get himself onside. Here's Ronaldo on the break for the second goal. Ronaldo's still there. Pulls it back and they missed. Incredible. But here comes Zidane. It's not over yet. What an amazing miss by Real Madrid. But still, Ronaldo, a superb break by the World Cup winner, and he set it up for 2 of his colleagues unselfishly, and they both missed it. How on earth did that happen? Ottoman loses it. Good win back though by Baez. So Ronaldo scored a goal, should have made one here, Looks as if he had made one here, but two misses, Figo and Makalele. Oh, and that's a mistake there. Lopez is in here. Gracious me, looked like a shot on goal. They're looking a little bit scruffy, Real Madrid, in some areas. They could have wrapped this game up, but by the same token, Olimpia could have been at least level. Which way is it going to go? With Zelaya and Pedro Benitez up from the back. Big deep one. Away by Hierro. Certainly up against it there, and 2 against 1. Wins it back. Well played. Not a very good cross, but not a very good clearance either. They're in all sorts of trouble, Real Madrid, at the back. Hierro just back from a long layoff from injury. Not a great clearance at all from such an experienced player. Another corner. Richard Baez is going to cause problems here. The big guy's still up there. Can they get back in the game here? Foul on Casillas. Free kick. Foul by young Pedro Benitez. Real Madrid are 7th in La Liga, which is no place for them to be with the money they've spent. Long way to go yet, of course, before anything's concluded, but 7th with some clubs in really good form ahead of them. That's a difficult position. They go back and play Mallorca at home, and no game so far this season has been easy for them, except perhaps the Super Cup in the first match of the season against Feyenoord, where they totally dominated them for most of the match. Orderman's cross. Here's Richard Baez. He had a free header and he missed it. Orderman's deep cross, and they are in trouble, Real Madrid. Great ball, comfortable free header, and past the post. They should have been level, they should have been ahead with the chances they've had. So the substitute, the guy who was the leading scorer in the Copa Libertadores, has muffed it. Zelaya, high leap. Baez again. All sorts of shouting and screaming there. Well, there's a few more twists and turns for this game to go yet. A few knocks as well, but it's interesting that the two guys with the worst injuries on the field, that's Ronaldo and Miguel Angel Benitez, who are both out for 2 years with very, very serious knee injuries, then they're both going pretty strong, which is good. But head collisions, not pleasant. And players like Guti are hoping perhaps that they might come on. But the stretcher bearers untroubled, and we start again. The rules of this competition is certainly, of course, if it's decided in 90 minutes, that's it. If it's undecided in 90 minutes, we're going to extra time, and a goal scored in the first period could decide it if there's no more scored. We go to the end of the first 15 minutes. If it's level at the end of the first 15 minutes, we play another 15 minutes. Slightly different variation of the golden goal principle. The idea being that if a goal is scored in a period of extra time, that it doesn't completely decide it, because if it's a controversial incident, there'd be perhaps possibility of a riot. But so far, it's 1-0 to Real Madrid, surprisingly. Ronaldo, good strength. Now he needs help. Roberto Carlos. A lot of them have slowed right down, though. There hasn't been the zip in the last few minutes that we've seen in the first half. Here's Roberto Carlos going forward. He's zippy enough though. Raul and Makalele. Ronaldo. Cambiaso's gone forward. It's cleared, but Richard Baez will do well to hold it up. Loses it, appeals, gets nothing, and starts chasing again, which is fruitless against Zidane. Spreading it to Figo. Quiet, almost a concert audience here as Roberto Carlos gets forward and Benitez cuts out well. Helguera nicely down to Cambiaso. Zidane, so much space to Figo, so much space with Ronaldo on his right-hand side. Can he cut inside and hit one? Figo deflected away, so it'll be a corner. So many half chances, so many moments when you think that we're certainly going to get the second goal, but it hasn't come yet. Helguera goes up. Hierro doesn't. Figo's corner. Goalkeeper comes to it, doesn't get it. Defender probably advisedly took it away. And it's Real Madrid's again. This time Helguera comes back. Makalele. Raul, nice control under pressure. Oh, done, well done. Brilliant. The shot blocked, but would have been an absolute classic if that had gone in. Forced out. It's a Real Madrid throw. Real Madrid played 17 games to win the UEFA Champions League. Oh, what a good throw here to Raul. Try to chip one into the middle, and again, and now here's a chance. Oh, gracious me, it was Ottoman who very cleverly took it off the foot of Figo. Ottoman did a good job there in defence. What about in attack now? Not a good enough ball for Baez. And now it's Real Madrid with a bit more room. Ronaldo. Roberto Carlos on his left. Zidane, lovely first touch control. Roberto Carlos, good drive. And here he goes from Ronaldo. No, it looked like a repeat almost of the mistake that Oliver Kahn made. Dropped one straight into the path of Ronaldo in the World Cup final. Didn't quite run for him. And they hang on. Baez is blown up by the referee. Goalkeeper almost put it into the path of Ronaldo. Raul almost got it himself. Not good enough this time from Roberto Carlos. They're definitely tiring. Bearing in mind some of the travelling they've done. Played in Korea on November the 20th, came back, played in Barcelona, then played in Milan, then came here. And it's Olimpia pushing forward. Lopez, can he get in? Does well to keep hold of it, but straight into the arms of Iker Casillas. Still 1-0. The minutes ticking away though. Zidane. Switch to Figo and Michel Salgado. Zidane put under pressure immediately by Zassi. Makalele. And here's Ronaldo. Raul. Raul on his own. Zelaya got a call, but he's not comfortable enough in possession to wait, and he's given it away rather needlessly. Raul. Zelaya did well to get a foot in there. Makalele Play on, says a referee. Here's Roberto Carlos. Makalele's down, and Roberto Carlos kicked it out. So he didn't say it was a foul, but because Real Madrid kicked it out, it should, I suppose, in theory, have gone back to Real Madrid, but it didn't. No, it has, actually. So they've given it straight back to Real Madrid, giving them a throw farther down the field as we await, I think, another substitution. Off comes Miguel Angel Benitez. On comes Gilberto. No, it's Mauro Caballero, who is a striking forward, usually on the left-hand side. Good at penalties. So it's a forward for a forward. Orteman loses it. In goes Enciso at a difficult time in midfield. Now, Figo has Real Madrid come looking for that second one that surely will kill it off. Zidane. Raul. It's all slow motion stuff, and chance for Cambiasso to get one forward. Here's Zidane. Control not quite good enough. And the second challenge by Zidane as Ronaldo waited for that cross. So it's still his goal which divides the teams. Substitution for Real Madrid, and it's Ronaldo coming off. 2 goals in the World Cup final, brought him to 8, made him the real hero. Could you be the FIFA Player of the Year? He's got the goal here, which puts Real Madrid in the lead, but he's not 100% fit, so he's off. But he's played a big part. And on comes Guti, a very, very lively young player. Played all his career at Real Madrid. Had the honour of scoring their 500th European Championship goal. Puts him into a pretty useful historical category with Di Stefano and Puskás. Quite a few other guys like that. But no more Ronaldo here. Although we could see him yet as the player of the match, if his goal is the one which decides where this trophy's going. That's usually the way it works in Japan. So how much time now have Olimpia got to get back in it? 8 minutes at least. They have certainly had chances. They could have been level even before half-time. Cáceres, good ball to Isasi. Where's he going in the middle, though? Nowhere. Makalele. Forward for Raul, who's now playing as the point man. That's nice control, although the defender should have got to him first, but it was brilliantly done by Raul to Figo. Raul again. Figo for the return. Good challenge, kept him out. Good play with Raul right in the middle of it. And that's more like the quality we expect to see from this tremendously talented Real Madrid forward. All the fuss is usually made about some of the other guys, but he, at the age of 24, is such an exceptional talent. So the corner from Figo. In goes Roberto Carlos. Back to Makalele. Playing safe to Figo. Look at the room he's got here. And that's it. And it's Guti. And at 2-0, that surely is all over. Well, he wasn't picked up, but he was certainly picked out by Figo. it was really well done. I'm not sure whether that's his first touch. I suspect it was. But it's probably all over now for Olimpia, Paraguay. Guti, the man who scored that European Cup 500th goal, he's got the goal that puts Real Madrid in the driving seat here. But they left Figo with so much space into the near post. Nobody picked him out. Goalkeeper couldn't get it. It's 2-0. Well, he's the leading scorer at the moment in the UEFA Champions League with 4, but that'll be all forgotten just for the moment. It's 2-0 here, and it's a very, very difficult task for the Paraguayans. Figo. So now it's a matter of playing down the clock for Real Madrid, and can Olimpia drive it forward? Meanwhile, another substitution. I think it's Zinedine Zidane, who has had back problems, likely to come off. Played some amazing stuff here. Gets a great reception. And on comes Santiago Solari, the Argentine, who was here recently playing in the Argentina squad against Japan. Played only 8 minutes there. And there's Richard Baez at the far post. Can't quite get it. Salgado keeps him out. Ottoman. Sarah's cross wasn't good enough. Ottoman, can he do something here? Enciso. Well, powerful drive. But Isasi, I don't think, had much chance of beating what has been a very impressive Real Madrid goalkeeper. That's the goal, though, that beat Tavarelli for the second time and really wrapped this game up as a contest, unless something exceptional happens from the black and whites of Asuncion. Sort of a slow motion second half when either side could have and should have scored a few goals. But it's Guti in possession here, who's hit the decisive one. Guti again. Cambiasso here, rather. Cambiasso wide again. Cambiasso once more. Solari trying to chip it up for Raul at the far post. Well, the way things are going, this championship game started in 1980, and we had a successive run of 5 wins by the South Americans. Slowly Europe began to get into the picture, but if Pompidou's side is beaten here, it'll be the first time that the Europeans have actually taken the lead in the aggregate scores. 2-0 at the moment. Let's see how it finishes. Yeah, there's a free kick there and a booking for Roberto Carlos, and a smile for something he must have said. But anyhow, free kick where Isasi, the number 2, the guy who scored a spectacular goal against Boca in the Copa Libertadores, might well have a go. Pompidou, the coach, is shouting at him from the sideline, but not sure what it's going to mean. They desperately need something here with less than 2 minutes left. Chip forward, away by Hierro. They push up, and it's Real Madrid in total possession here. And I was going to say total command before that foul, but that'll do. Now, the game is being slowed down deliberately by the coaches, certainly by Vicente Del Bosque, by more and more changes. We're going to have Cambiasso off the young Argentine who began life as an international, as a long-haired 16-year-old in the Argentine youth side that did so well in Malaysia. They won it. Tremendous talent. Came from River Plate, although he has been a Madrid player all that time. We'll see a lot more of him. Pavon is on now to lock things up. Another free kick. And Olimpia are losing a bit of their cool as we move towards 90 minutes. They're fairly relaxed on this bench now. They know where the trophy's going. It's going to be a long ride home, but it's much easier when you've won it. And there's a chance to make it 3. We've got 3 minutes of time added on here, so plenty of time for a few more heroics. Clever stuff. So 3 more minutes and nearly the 3rd goal. But they know it's all over in terms of who's going to win it. Here comes Figo. Take your time over this throw. Good attacking challenge there by Zelaya, who've done well really to keep Real Madrid out in most instances, but the marking, the second goal wasn't particularly good. Here they come again, looking for the 3rd. Roberto Carlos against Isasi, just teasing him. Showboating a little bit here, but nobody minds too much unless you come from Paraguay. Here's Figo. Space on the right-hand side, but he goes left. Roberto Carlos goes for the run and can't make it. Spectacular player, marvellous temperament. And he looks as if he's going to be on the winning side again, as he was 5 months ago in the final here of the World Cup. Racing back to get into a defensive position. Although we've had 2 minutes of the time added on. No consolation then at the moment for Olimpia. They've had those chances, good saves by Casillas. But in the end, it's looked as if it's going to be 2-0 with Ronaldo and Guti the scorers. Raul having a purple patch near the end here. Ortiman. Less than 30 seconds left. Paraguay look as if they're heading for their 2nd defeat, both times represented by Olimpia of Asuncion, lost in 1992 AC Milan, when they never really had a chance. Van Basten, Hullet, Rijkaard, those sort of guys have competed better here, but not quite made it. Here's Lopez. Lopez again. Outnumbered. Just a corner from a tired clearance by Roberto Carlos. But we're at the referee's pleasure now. As Isasi takes possibly the last kick of the game. Baez gets it back in. And out it goes. If they played another 20 minutes, I don't think they're going to beat Casillas. And there is the final whistle, is it? The referee's going to grab the ball. It is. It's all over. The 23rd Toyota Cup has been won by Real Madrid. Goals from Ronaldo in the first half, Guti in the second, and Olimpia can have their regrets because they had chances, but in the end you've got to take them. So the celebrations here from Ronaldo back at the ground where he became a World Cup winner. Now he's a Toyota Cup winner. But Olimpia put up a good fight. They did have good chances, but they couldn't convert them. Thanks really to Iker Casillas, who made some marvellous saves, and Baez, who had one pretty poor miss.
ロナウド選手は6月にここでワールドカップを取って、そして今日見事にクラブチームナンバーワントヨタカップ取りました。今の
So it looks as if Mr. Ronaldo is going to be the man of the match.
Bueno, muchísimo feliz.
So he's a very happy man, as you would expect.
Que definitivamente me ha traído muchísima suerte.
大変嬉しく思っております。このスタジアムは私にとって大変相性のいいスタジアムだと思っております。
Well, Raul, I don't think, well, we know he won't be the player of the tournament. But they certainly had some talent out there, Raul did. But did they show it effectively all the time?
Hemos ganado todo. Bueno, después de 2 años que estuve lesionado, volver a jugar y ganar títulos importantes como este, bueno, estoy muy feliz.
このタイトルレアルマドリッドにとって素晴らしいものになると思います。2年間の怪我の後しっかりと復帰できましたし、大切なタイトル、これだけ意味のあるものになるタイトルを取れて大変嬉しく思っております。
Hearing the interview with Ronaldo, we should be enjoying the celebrations of the winners and the commiserating with the losers. But nice to see him smiling so cheerfully in what has been quite a difficult season since his World Cup triumph.
Estamos jugando de verdad bien. Esperemos que podamos ganar esta Champions League, que es algo muy importante para nosotros, como lo es esta Toyota Cup. Y bueno, esperemos de poder estar aquí el próximo año también.
最近いいプレーになりつつありますので、チームも今のチャンピオンズリーグぜひとももう一度勝って、このトヨタカップにもう一度出場したいと思っております。
ちょっと風邪をひいてたってことですけど、具合はどうですか？
Estaba con gripe, ¿no? ¿Qué tal está ahora?
Mucho mejor. Estuve una semana muy mal, que dejé de jugar 2 partidos muy importantes contra el Barcelona y contra el Milán. Bueno, gracias a Dios ha pasado toda la gripe. Ahora tengo un poco de tos, pero estoy mucho mejor.
Well, you got the drift of that. They had a bad week. They lost 2 games to, well, they didn't lose to Barcelona, but they should have done better. They lost to AC Milan, and he's had the flu as well. But now, thanks to God, things have come right.
ロナウド選手に来ました。
So he rejoins the group. And Real Madrid celebrate. They came here saying that they had regrets about the last performance here when they came unstuck in the first few minutes against Boca Juniors, when you remember Martin Palermo scored 2 quick goals, and they never really recovered, despite the fact that Roberto Carlos did pull one back. They didn't want that to happen again. So now we have the medal ceremonies. The gallant runners-up get something they didn't really want. That's a medal to commemorate the fact that they haven't won. They get that from Dr. Nicolas Leoz, the president of CONMEBOL, the South American Football Organization. They go through quietly and very disappointed. Those chances. Benitez in the first half, Lopez in the first half, Baez in the second half. He could have turned it, but the fact is Real Madrid, and Ronaldo had a few chances too. He could have perhaps had a hat-trick. One in the first half and one driven by the post in the second half. But that's what might have been. What's actually happened is they won 2-0, and Ronaldo is back on the score sheet. So the history of this tournament is changing shape. First 5 successes for South America. Juventus was the first European side to win here in 1985. When it came to midweek, contest. We were up to 10-5. The South Americans were winning comfortably. Then it changed to a night game. Don't know whether it was significant. I wouldn't think so. The Europeans, who are taking the Toyota Cup much more seriously then, began to inch forward. Last year, Bayern Munich beating Boca 1-0, made it 11-11 after 22 Toyota Cups. Now Real Madrid have made it 12-11. So Guti did not too much in this game, but what he did was very, very significant. But you've certainly got to feel sympathy for the losers. Now we can celebrate the winners. We've got individual medals. We've got the Intercontinental Cup to present. We've got the Toyota Cup, of course, to present. And the award for the most valuable player of the match, which, of course, is a Land Cruiser well lit in the corner of the stadium. So Guti, one touch, one goal. Zidane, many touches, thrilled the crowd here. Happier memories for him than the World Cup, most of which took place for France anyway in Korea. And there he is, getting, I think, the first of his awards tonight. McManaman, who didn't manage to get onto the bench, as the celebrations begin. So the third time in 5 years that they've been back here. They join an elite company of clubs who have won this one twice. Nacional of Uruguay won it in 80 and 88. AC Milan won it in 89 and 90. Sao Paulo 92 and 93. Juventus 85 and 96. Now Real Madrid have won it in 98 and 2002. But they're a little way off equaling the record appearances, which belongs to AC Milan. They've been here 4 times, won 2, lost 2. So a 2-0 victory for Real Madrid in the 23rd Toyota Cup takes the trophy back to Europe. The Intercontinental Cup, presented by Lennart Johansson, if you can understand the instructions, while the boys celebrate. So that's one of the trophies. The one in 1960 for the first time. And the other one is held by Raul, the Toyota Cup, which they've now won for the second time. So Real Madrid's glorious history of trophy hunting continues. Some anxious moments here. Not a complete performance, but you win 2-0 against the South American champions. You can't be too unhappy about that. And they played some delightful football. Let's be honest about it. The most valuable player, surprise, surprise, is Ronaldo. So as he said yesterday, this is his lucky stadium. World Cup winner here with 2 goals. 1 goal here for Real Madrid as they win this trophy. And he wins the most valuable player, which means he gets a car as well. So it's all happening for Luis Nazario de Lima. They brought 25 players. Quite a few of them were not fit. One or two of them were suffering from flu. But you can't beat a victory in an important tournament to clear up a few ills and make you feel a little bit better. Figo had a terrible time here in the last match when they played Boca. Riquelme really took him apart in many ways. But this has been much better, and of course he helped create that second decisive goal. As out of camera shot, Olimpia of Asunción, Paraguay leave the field disappointed.